the Pokemon trading card game is something I never really understood as a kid. And now, here I am at the ripe old age of 29, diving right back into the fray. To keep things interesting, I'm going to stick to buying sealed product. No trades, no singles, no easy way out. With a budget of just $50 a week, I'm going to build the best competitive deck I can, and see how it stacks up against the pros. Alright, ladies and gents, this is a very special episode of Pokemon Sealed Only. Why? Well, because after last week's, let's call it a rough patch, the gods of PTCGO decided to show some mercy and make Zeraora GX a reward for grinding, which is kind of amazing. Like, you know, your boy went nuts and burned countless hours grinding to get not just one copy, but 3. Do I need 3? No. Am I going to play 3? No, because that would be against the rules. But do I give a damn about the countless hours I probably wasted getting that card? Because I was really butthurt about having this thing and not being able to use it. No, I don't give a damn at all. At the end of the day, making it a reward for grinding just meant that I got a bit more practice in, which is always a plus. Now, I am a little sad that I can only use this Zeraora for another week or so before a bunch of cards rotate out, but hey, it's better than nothing, and yeah, it's gonna feel really good to finally be able to play this thing in our deck. Like, I can't count the number of times we've had something stuck in the active and that's cost us the game, or worse, we haven't been able to swing something into the active to take the game. Zeraora GX, for the little time we still have it, is going to fix all of that. Now, this week's episode is also very special because Darkness Ablaze just came out in Canada, and while it doesn't have a lot that our Pikarom deck can make use of, the fanboy in me demanded that I scoop up some packs of it nonetheless. So, you know, hey, let's not waste any more time, and let's go crack some packs. Alright, ladies and gents, as so often happens here in Canada during the time of quarantine, the post kind of screwed me over. So I was hoping to have a bunch of those wonderful 2-packs of Darkness Ablaze and Sword and Shield arrive for this fantastic episode celebrating the release of Darkness Ablaze, but no, none doing, and they don't have any at my local comic shop. So instead, your boy had to shell out for a bunch of regular packs of Darkness Ablaze. And they're a little bit pricier. I just came in under $50 to buy 9 of these bad boys. So, don't know if I'm going to be getting these every time, but hey, regardless, there it is. I thought it would be fun to crack it open, you know, celebrate the launch of the new set. And it's not like there aren't any useful cards in here. I definitely think getting my hands on that Crobat V would be great. It would add some much needed consistency to the deck. And I think having access to a couple turbo patches would be fantastic. Even if you can't use them on Pikarom itself, I can use them to power up, say, Boltund V, for example, which is really good with its Bolt Storm attack. Not sure what else would be nice to get out of here, but hey, you know, let's see what we get. Anyway, might get some nice bits for the binder. So, without further ado, let's crack our first pack. Okay, code card. Now, if I remember, I got some advice about how to open these. So, was it 1, 2, 3, 4 to the front? I guess we'll find out. Okay, so we got our Fighting Energy. Oh, Furt. Yellowhorn, Flaffy, Golett, Skitty, Dino, Jigglypuff, Dunsparce, Sinistea, and Big Daddy Eternatus out of the first pack. Okay, not the VMAX, but still. Oh, first pack of Darkness Ablaze and we pull Eternatus V. Not bad. This guy and the VMAX are going to be the bane of Pigarom's existence, I think, going forward. I've been playing a little bit of
a little bit on the ladder, and I have been one-shot by Eternatus VMAX with a full bench, so... Oh, God. Alright, well, there you are. There you are. Let me put him off to the side. Get it sleeved up in a bit. Not bad for our first pack. Maybe we can keep the good vibes going. Okay. Whoops. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. Lightning Energy, Pokemon Breeders Nurturing, Combuskin, Staravia, Wishiwashi, Cufant, another Dino, Pansear, Mareep, oh, Volcarona, Reverse Hollow, and Suicune, Hollow. Okay. Can't really use them, but cool. Cool nonetheless. Put you there, right next to Big Daddy Eternatus. Okay. Next up. Oh. Oh, straight ruining everything today. I'm so excited. I'm just knocking my camera out of place. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Grass Energy, Carnivine, Cape of Toughness. Oh, it might actually be useful. Powerful Colorless Energy, Clink, Marini, Torchic, Starly, Skarmory, Reverse Hollow Combuskin, Swanna. Ooh. Swanna is like one of the most unimaginative, like useless Pokemon they ever made. I don't see the point. At least Staraptor is like, for example, very cool. It's got like the fighting type moves and all that. But Swanna is just a swan. It's not good in the game. It's not good in the TCG. Is what it is. Dark Energy, Zweilous, Pupitar, Breeders Nurturing, Snubble, Tauros, Rookidee, Galarian Mr. Mime, Electrike, Reverse Hollow Powerful, and... Oh boy. Aren't we off to a roll, ladies and gentlemen? Sealed only Eternatus? Anyone? Anyone? Oh, jeez. Okay. Even if I pull nothing else, I think those two alone make this opening well worth it. Get some nice chat of that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Water Energy, Solrock, Steenie, Old PC, Pansage, Electrike, Fletchling, Mr. Mime, Torchic, Gothita, Pincurchin. Can we use this? No. Obcus. Okay. Yeah, seriously. Ooh. I always wonder if I should say that, though. Say, like, okay, well, if we don't pull anything after this, then it'll be okay. Because then I kind of feel like I'm jinxing myself, you know? Anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Metal Energy, Fletchling, Hiding Darkness Energy, Parasect, another Dino, Passimian, Bunnelby, Vanillite, Gothita, Carablast. Oh, that Heal Blocker Mimikyu. Okay. Nada. Next up. Okay, get that out of there. Hit the camera again, just because. 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Psychic Energy, Ursaring, Heat Fire, very nice. Simisear, Aeron, Rookidee, Wishiwashi, Pansage, Tauros, oh, Poltegeist Reverse Hollow, and another Volcarona. Just not shiny this time. Okay. Maybe we should do Mad Party instead. Alright. See what we got. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Fire Energy, Toxapex, Big Parasol might be useful. Shinotic, Nickit, Shelmet, Larvitar, Grimer, Darumaka, Reverse Flaffy, and a Muck for the rare. Alright, last one, ladies and gents. Let's see what we can do here. No turbo patch, no nothing. At least, well, I mean, Eternatus and Eternatus VMAX in one set is not nothing, but you know what I mean. For our Pikarom deck, not so great. Fighting Energy, Dugtrio, Rare Fossil, Simisage, Diglett, Squovit, Shelmet, Pampur, Teddiursa, Reverse Hollow Dino, and a Gold Capture Energy. Okay, if I was opening just for the sake of doing pack openings, that would be really awesome. Not something we can particularly use, but a very nice addition for the binder. Oh my god. Look at that. If we were pulling for anything but a Pikarom deck, this opening would have been a massive success. But hey, you know, that's the way things roll. We're just going to have to continue going in with Team Up through, Rebel Clash, and hope that we can hang on as everybody else plays with the fancy new Darkness Ablaze cards. So without further ado, guys, let me get these sleeved up, and we'll jump into some games.
Well, that was an interesting opening. Absolutely pointless for our deck, but man, I can't lie. It feels really good to pull a pair of Eternatus cards like that in our first opening of Darkness Ablaze. Sealed only Eternatus, anyone? You know, actually, I did hear that there's going to be a promo box coming out later this year, and I think it's going to have Eternatus V and Eternatus V Max. So... no, you know what? Anyway, enough daydreaming. I don't think we're quite ready to toss Pikarom in favor of the Giant Claw or any of these fancy new V cards just yet. Now, in terms of the deck, we have made some pretty big changes, I think, for this week. Zeraora is the obvious addition, but I've also put in a bunch of energy switches, and I've put a tag switch back in, as well as a few energy spinners. Since I don't have Thunder Mountain Prism Star, the plan is to flood the discard pile with lightning energy, use Tapu Koko to accelerate to 2 Pokemon, and then use Energy Switch and our manual attachment for turn to get Pikarom rolling. Oh, and yeah, we need to switch to get Pikarom into the active. So, not the most elegant game plan, but with Eternatus VMAX dealing 270 damage as soon as turn 2, we really need to hit the gas. Alright, ladies and gents, we've got the cat, we have the claw, not that it's doing us any good, but hey, let's grab our deck and see how we do in the early days of the Darkness Ablaze metagame. Game 1 pits me against my mortal enemy, Butterfree. But this time, the pests have a big new beat stick in Butterfree VMAX available to them. Luckily for me, I have Zeraora GX, which makes evacuating a heavily statused Pikarom a non-issue. Now, I've got a pretty slow start, and even after 2 turns, I still can't get off my fancy combo, leaving a Butterfree V in the active to torment my team while my opponent stacks their bench with nasty numbers like Baby Butterfree and Krogunk. I know the status stacking is coming, so I try to get Pikarom rolling as fast as I can, but I'm just short of the energy requirement, so I basically have to burn a switch to put Jirachi back into the active to have it take the hit instead of Pikarom. My opponent sees that I'm going nowhere fast, so they bring in Baby Butterfree and murder my Jirachi. I'm forced to bring Pikarom up, but thankfully, I have enough energy on hand to fry the Baby Butterfree and start charging up the Raichu we have on deck. I am a little afraid of a reprisal by Butterfree VMAX, especially now that they've got one benched, or worse, by another rapidly evolved Baby Butterfree. But instead, my opponent leaves a Caterpie in the active, which I of course fry with another full blitz. This time I accelerate the 3 energies to Pikarom because I have a switch, a Mallow and Lana, and a Zeraora in hand, so, you know, I'm not hurting for escape buttons basically. My opponent finally brings up the VMAX, but they back out again and sacrifice another 1 prizer. Now, seeing a Metapod on the bench, I know that any damage I drop onto the VMAX might get healed off, and that a baby Butterfree might come flying in to ruin my day. So I decide to eliminate that potential threat by going for a Tag Bolt. Now I'm down to 2 prizes, so if I can just take out one Butterfree VMAX, I'm in good shape. Butterfree VMAX flies into the active, and I start to brace myself for some of the status shenanigans, but instead, I guess my opponent loses their nerve, or they whiff the energy. For whatever reason, they scoop, and we have a victory over Butterfree. Game 2 is actually a mirror match, but trust me, ladies and gentlemen, this one does not go very far. 9 times out of 10, I think if you start with a Dedenne GX in the active, especially against a fast deck like Pikarom, you're dead. And boy, can I tell you, we were not the odd 1 out of 10 today. After a few turns, despite giving it a good try, I realize the jig is up, so I decide to just scoop and move on to game 3. Game 3 kicks off with a bit of bad luck on my opponent's side. They start with a Tapu Koko Prism Star in the active, and I'm thinking I might get to redeem myself against the Pikarom mirror match. I try super hard to get off our combo and donk my opponent, but apparently I'm just not that lucky. Or the deck is just not that consistent, but who knows. I at least get some energy onto a Pikarom and Zeraora, ensuring that I've got at least a little more flexibility just in case anything funky happens. Also, I slap on a Vitality Band because why not, it's in my hand, and I actually end up looking super big brain for doing it later, so put a pin in that one. Now, when I see my opponent slapping down Vikavolt Vs and Toxtricity Vs, I am so happy with the board I just set up. Now I've at least got a fighting chance because I already have some energy in play and Vikavolt can't hit me for a ton of damage at the outset. So there's at least a good chance I can muscle my way through his team despite the item lock. Now, my opponent actually does me a favor by slapping down Thunder Mountain Prism Star. So, I take advantage of that generous setup and bring Pikarom into the active, and after seeing a few more cards, I slap down a Boltund V and use an energy switch to move just 1 energy to it in case my opponent tries to lock it in the active. I go for full blitz and decide to play super aggressively by accelerating all of the energy to Pikarom, setting up a Tag Bolt KO on just about anything he can bring in, outside maybe a Toxtricity VMAX. My opponent brings up the Vikavolt and tickles me for a bit of damage while setting up the item lock, but at this point, it's kinda too late. I go for the Tag Bolt, dealing the crucial 210 damage to the Vikavolt V to KO it, while also blowing up the Dedenne on the bench. I think my opponent realizes it's too late, and with their Tapu Koko Prism Star gone and without any other way to accelerate at least 2 energy into play, or a way to quickly KO Pikarom, they're forced to scoop. Okay, so that was a little nuts. I was honestly expecting to run into 3 Eternatus decks in a row, which would have led to a repeat of last week, to be honest, and made me a very sad boy. But luckily, we played some decks we could actually survive against, and we did okay. Except for game 2, but we're not going to talk about that. We were a little bit unlucky. But yeah, I think this was a nice way to bring our sealed-only challenge into the Darkness Ablaze era. I'm certainly feeling a lot better about everything than last week. And while I'm not sure if I'll be able to get in the games for episode 8 before the rotation takes place, I am really happy that I got to use Zeraora GX. It's amazing what one card will do for an archetype. Yeah, wow. Almost makes me regret my decision not to crack a bunch of packs of Lost Thunder earlier in the series and also grab a Thunder Mountain and Electro Powers and all the other crazy stuff. You know, I definitely see how important it was to the archetype. And, you know, with there not being very much in Darkness Ablaze for Pikarom decks, you know, it does make me think, oh boy, yes, it's a tall order to take on everything out in the meta. But hey, at the very least, you know, there's some stuff I'm sure we can make use of, and it just means that things are going to be really interesting for us. We're going to have to be really creative in our play. We're going to have to keep tweaking the deck to see what we can do. And hey, maybe that will be entertaining for you guys. It certainly still is for me, even when I get a little salty every now and then. Now, with all that said, I do hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you have a moment, like the video, leave a comment, and maybe consider subscribing if you haven't already. You know, channel's starting to grow slowly, and I've already seen a few other Pokemon sealed-only challenges springing up around YouTube after we launched our own. And hey, funny thing, most of them are Pikarom players, so maybe we have a movement on our hands. Maybe this is all about to blow up, and you know, the Pokemon TCG community on YouTube is going to be so much better for it at the end of the day. So hey, let's keep the momentum up. And with that out of the way, I will see you guys later. Take it easy.